today's VC Task Force Gary's Picks event for investors and startups. My name is Joel Rosenberg, Director of Business Development and Strategy for VC Task Force. VC Task Force is an organization where the venture community comes together to address critical issues, provide workshops and other events for the benefit of the venture and entrepreneurial communities. VC Task Force provides access to an extensive ecosystem of VCs, CVCs, and angel investors. You may ask questions anytime during the event, and time permitting, they will be answered live after today's interview. It is my pleasure to welcome Gary's Picks host, Gary Fowler. Gary is CEO and co-founder of GSD Venture Studios, an award-winning growth stage AI venture studio. Gary is also co-founder of the award-winning AI startup, Yva.ai, as well as the investment firm DY Investments. Today, Gary will be interviewing special guest, Nick Carbonari, CEO and founder of Eezy. Eezy's powerful artificial intelligence engine is connected to 200,000 venues and 100,000 different activities, making it effortless to experience new places you'll love on nights you'll never forget. Nick is a serial entrepreneur who co-founded Scout24 and founded Eezy, a US-UK company applying machine learning and psychology to create a proactive personal assistant for everyday use. Nick holds a master's cum laude in electrical engineering from Padua University in Italy and an MBA from INSEAD, Fontainebleau, France. He worked at McKinsey & Company in Italy and Germany before starting his entrepreneurial activity with Scout24 AG based in Germany. After Scout24's $7 billion US exit, Nick was active as a business angel and a venture partner at 360 Capital Partners. From 2011 to 2016, he was a board member of Aramis Auto, a leading French online car selling platform, which was purchased in 2016 by PSA. In 2017, he launched Eezy with the goal to change the way users interact with the internet, a proactive, personalized service to make daily life easier and more enjoyable with the aim of making everyone happier. Passionate about history and philosophy, an addicted skier, Nick is fluent in 4 languages and enjoys spending his random spare time with his 3 children. Take it away, Gary.
Well, thanks, Joel. I appreciate it. And thanks, June. I appreciate you supporting Gary's Picks. And I look forward to an extraordinary guest, Nick Carbonari and Eezy. And, Nick, I have a question for you. So, you've been a venture capitalist, you've done Scout24. What drives you? What makes you excited?
Yeah, this is a good question. Actually, I'm very happy to be here today and to exchange also because I think it's a little bit from the other side of the ocean. I'm here in London at the moment. It's dark, as you see in the background. And maybe it's some experience from the old continent. So, I'm really an enthusiast. I'm curious. I want to do new things. I don't want to stop. And when I sold my shares in Scout24 in 2010, and after doing some venture capital, I felt again this need to get entrepreneur again. So venture capital is nice. You meet a lot of people. It's perfect. There are very smart people there. You have a perspective on the market, on the developments. But I felt that I have to do something and I have to create something. And this is the passion I have. And therefore, in 2017, I started with Eezy from an idea that I had at the very beginning of the internet. When the internet began, I saw the huge potential of the internet. It was 2018 at that point of time, where names like Netscape, AOL, and those kind of companies. But what internet was for me, opening opportunities that were not possible till then. And as a matter of fact, I was a good prophet because the internet has become something which is influencing our life every day, and I would say every minute of our day. So this is the reason why, and I think that the online business, new technology is something which is special, especially for me that I'm engineer, especially appealing.
So, one of the things that I read about Eezy is you want to make people happier. And
Yes.
so what is happiness? What do you mean?
Yeah, happiness, you're happy when you do things that you like, and if you do more things that you like, then you're happier. And this is exactly what we want to do at Eezy. Eezy is a kind of assistant, but I prefer to call it friend. It's the trusted friend telling you what to do during your day. And, so at the very end, the mission of Eezy is to get most out of your day and make it easy. How does it work? So, there is everything in the internet, but we are used, for example, to search. We go to the internet or online and we search. We search at Google, we search some specific solution at some app, and so on and so on. I think, and this is the approach of Eezy. The idea is to bring everything that is in the internet to the user. And how you do this? You do this two ways. Of course, with technology, therefore we are using artificial intelligence and machine learning. But on the other side, you do it also by knowing the user. Therefore, I was saying before, we want to be the friend of the user. So if you understand the user, not only from a rational point of view, but also from an emotional point of view, the mood, the personality, and so on, then you can shape all what is in the internet, all the offers, all the products, all the software services that are in the internet. You filter them and organize them through your algorithms, machine learning algorithms that they are taking data from everywhere, from all the platforms, and tailor them to the user, and in a proactive way. That means, Eezy asks you, inspire me, and Eezy brings you then recommendation that to this very point of time, taking into account your mood, your personality, the weather, contingent situation, your preferences, of course, maximizes your experience with this recommendation. And it could be a restaurant, it could be travel, it could be shopping, so therefore the internet is not anymore a jungle, but comes to you and gives you what matches best.
So that sounds like a butler, or that sounds like a concierge service, but really deep down, understanding the way you purchase, understanding your sentiments and how you feel to be able to make that choice better. So, but Mexican night, and it knows that I like burritos. Actually, I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
Yeah.
With Diablo sauce. But wait a second, Eezy's contacting me. No, it's but those are the kind of things, but that's the future because of data. And here's the thing, you have 200,000 venues and 100,000 different activities. And I know your business is growing. So, I mean, it's like, so it understands my moods and the kind of things that I want. What's the evolution of this, Nick, in terms of the future? So you look 2 years, 3 years down the line, where do you really see Eezy fitting in globally?
Yeah, actually, we are already a global company. We are, our headquarters are in New York. We have an office in Silicon Valley. We have an office here in London, from where I'm talking, and we have our team of developers, app developers in India, and we are addressing also the Indian market. So we are a startup, but we are already a global company, because I think we take advantage of technology and of the internet in order to be present with our offer everywhere. How it looks like in 2-3 years, I think we are getting into a new era, in a new dimension. There are more and more information. There is more and more data. We are not able as humans to elaborate all this information. You know, we are overwhelmed. So what can we do? Even if you go to Google today, you're overwhelmed because you get so many alternatives. You get at the very end, you don't know what is really good for you. So the approach of Eezy, and also in perspective, is really to get more and more understanding the user, but not only the user, also the community of the user, because at the very end, Eezy plays also a social media game. We want the people to understand, to get what they like, but also what they like with friends. So they can plan, organize events with their friends. They can go out to the restaurant with their friends. They can organize an evening with their friends. They can organize a travel with their friends. So, but this is more focused on the user. And the user is the interface to any situation in life. So what we are doing is we take all the data that are in the internet, and that could be, travel information, that could be product information, that could be information about going out, that could be, TV shows or movies. And then through machine learning and the psychometric profiles that we build around the user, we are able to match this complexity of the online world and tailor it to match exactly the user or his community of friends or community in general. So what we are doing is we are reversing a little bit the paradigm of internet. So it's not going to the internet like a dictionary where you search something, and if you're lucky, you find something which is good for you. But we take whatever is the internet and bring it to the user, and maximize the experience of the user, because we optimize all the parameters in order to make the best recommendation for the user, based on his personality, but also on his or her preferences. So therefore, it's changing 180 degrees the perspective to the internet. It's not the user going to the internet, but the internet coming to the user and being proactive, offering the best matching offers.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge, Alvin Toffler wrote a book called Future Shock. And I remember reading the book, and he talked about the term infobesity. And today we're inundated with information. In fact, in the world today, there are about 40 zettabytes of data. And if we look at it, what does that mean? If we took CDs and stacked them one on top of another, it would go 29 times between the Earth and the moon. It's growing at about 68.7% per year. So we're inundated. And our own personal files, Nick, each one of us has about 300,000 items in our own personal files. Well, the entire web in 1996 was 257,000 websites. So, and that number doubles every year. In 5 years, we'll have 10 million items. We're in a state, how many times every week, just in our own personal cloud, you say, I know that file exists, whether it's a reservation or whatever, but I can't find it. Why? Because I've either forgotten the keywords or forgotten the location. Exactly. Look at all the, and that's really, so Eezy's really solving that problem, making this incredible intelligent assistant to be able to understand the kind of things that you want and need and predict what you're going to want to make your life easy.
Yeah. And, you can imagine like this, you wake up in the morning, you look at your Eezy, you look at your profile, you get a recommendation, for example, what to do in the morning. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's some workout, maybe it's, going to a cafe and have breakfast. And then, based on several parameters, the lunchtime is recommended. Of course, the user is free to say yes or no. But, you mentioned before butler. Yeah, it's a kind of butler, or it's a kind of concierge. And what we are doing is, as a matter of fact, is giving this concierge function to everyone. We are democratizing the concierge service. We are used to think of a concierge for very affluent clientele. In this case, it's a concierge that knows you very well, and therefore I'm saying I would even say it's a concierge friend, because it's not trying to sell you something. The only thing that it's trying to do is to make for you something where you will be happy. And then we come back to the point, why won't we make the people happy? Because if during the day you do all the stuff that you like, and you do more of this because there is someone which is organizing it for you, then at the end of the day you're happier. And this is really what we want to do. We want to be the friend of the user. Therefore, we don't have advertising. Some restaurants, for example, or some venues or providers come to us and say, "How can I be listed at Eezy?" They say, "Okay, we don't list because we take the data. If you are on the platforms, on normal platforms, we will get through interfaces your data, but we are not going to push you, but we are going to give you the right customers and the right users or the right buyers, because we optimize for the user your offer." So maybe for some users you will not appear or be recommended, but for other users you are going to be recommended, and those users that are very likely to like your offer are going to become loyal user. So this is a little bit the mechanism Eezy is working with.
So I have a question for you. So, knowing a little bit about intelligent assistants, I know that my partner David has Morpheus, and Morpheus is the soul of his house. And Morpheus is communicating every day and learning, and it's like the intelligent butler. And asked me about what is life. That was one of the questions that asked me the other day, and then we started going into this philosophical discussion about life. And he asked me who my superhero is. I said Superman. He said, "Well, I like him. He's good, But I like having powers like Spider-Man. I want to climb up buildings." And I'm going back and forth to this AI. The thing is, your system is so intelligent. In my example, you go out for a burrito in the afternoon. I had to bring that up again. Go out for a burrito, but the next day I could say, "Listen, maybe you need to go training. Maybe you've had to, you went for the burrito, Gary. Maybe you need to go work out in the morning. How about a bike ride for 12 miles?
Yeah. That's exactly the point, Gary. This is exactly the point. At the very end, we would like user, we call them Eezyans, to rely on Eezy in a way that they lean back and enjoy, because they don't have to make the effort to think what to do, to organize, to plan, possibly to invite friends and so on, because everything is thought through by Eezy, which is then your friend and concierge and butler, but giving you the value, taking out the value of the internet and making it very specific and very tailored to you.
Will you get to a stage with Eezy where Eezy starts to talk to you like a friend, like Morpheus does now, where you can actually have conversations with Eezy? I know Replica does it, by the way. So there are some technologies out there that do it. But we'll get to that point where it starts to become like a real concierge. Hey, listen, Eezy, I was thinking, what do you think about the Japanese restaurant? What do you think? And which one should I go to?
This is the next dimension. Eezy is structured as a chatbot. We have, 4 main, I would say, pillars for the value proposition of Eezy. One is the chatbot. We want to interact with the user. So the user is our friend and we want to interact. So as you send your WhatsApp or messages to your friends and interact with the friends, you can do it with Eezy. The second one is, as I said, we want to be personal. And every user of Eezy gets what we call a pet. The pet is a very positive, meaning, because the pet is something you care about, you develop a relationship with, and this pet is talking to you during the day. And yeah, it's a little bit like replica, but it's talking to you now, not yet in a way which is 100% dynamic, but the idea is to create this relationship with someone you can trust, and this is our pet. It's so this is the second one. The third one is the recommendation that we give. We have a standard module where we can present a travel, we can present a restaurant, we can present a pair of shoes in a quite standard way, so that the user has not to learn every time what does this recommendation mean now. So that card, it was based at the beginning on restaurant. And the last pillar is visual. We want to be visual. We are addressing a target segment of 18 to 30. We have a very strong female audience. It's in the US, it's around 65%. And and the combination of those elements is creating this very personal approach to the user. And on top, we are delivering the value, because the user is not only passively doing something on watching images, but can execute the recommendations, because from the app, you can book directly, for example, a restaurant.
So you're saying that it comes up in front of you. I can actually book those reservations. So my audience that's out there can book that reservation right on the spot, a Japanese restaurant, knowing what kind of things that I like and what makes me happy. It could come up and actually I could book it right on the spot. No problem.
Yes, you can do it. We have partners for this. You can even now with COVID, we are now implementing also delivery. So directly from the app, you get a recommendation for the best for you. For example, some Thai food. And then we recommend a restaurant which delivers to you, taking into account, of course, all the other parameters, so that it's optimized for you as a user. So it's also a comfortable function, because at the very end we aggregate whatever is in the internet. We aggregate the data and deliver at one place the value to the user. So he can book a ticket for a theater. Now the theater are still closed, or he can book a ticket directly from Eezy for a movie, order delivery, book a restaurant. In the next future, book a flight, which is then recommended by Eezy. He has not to choose between 20 different alternatives, but he gets 1 to 3 matching options.
Oh, so that's great. That makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? Not to be punny, but it makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, easier, and the user is happier, because it saves time and gets what he wants and what he likes.
So what about, you're growing, I understand you're growing like crazy. And, what are you looking for? We have VCs from all over the world that watch my show. What are you looking for, and how do they get involved in your company? What, are you raising any money now? And
actually, we are planning mid of this year to go for our Series A. We had in the last 3 years few rounds, mainly private rounds, that help us to develop the algorithms, the psychology profiles, and the app. And we are looking now for Series A, and this would be the start for the next phase of Eezy. On one side, of course, getting more global, because the app Eezy is very scalable and very modular. Adding, of course, additional services. I was talking about travel. I was talking about shopping. But on the other side, to improve Eezy as a what I call a value-added social platform. We will introduce next week the matching people feature. So based on psychological profile, on preference, and so on, we match people. It's not a dating, but it's matching people who have common interests, who are similar personality, or matching personalities, and so on, so that we create this engagement of the user with the app by interacting with other people. And by expanding this base of users, we want to make what I call really the new social media, which is really delivering value. It's not only browsing through pictures or following some celebrity, but it's really doing something what you like in your life. And you can do it with your friends, and you can do it with the people you meet on Eezy.
You know, and I got to tell you, Nick, it's a safe bet. I mean, you build a company that's worth $7 billion, Scout 24, as a co-founder. So it's not your first time, you know, building a company. So if you talk about, one of the things I talk about a lot is the bet on, it's like winning the Formula One. If you won it a couple of times, the next time you come out, it's a much better bet that you're going to win the race. So I think it's a great opportunity. So investors out there, you know, Eezy's in town. Eezy's ready to change the world, to make it a happier place, to make it a better place, and to bring some type of meaning to all this data that's around us in a way it's hyper-personalized for you. So it's great. So final words, Nick, we're coming to the top of the hour. Final words for, you're a serial entrepreneur, for entrepreneurs and investors out there.
Yeah, you know, it's a dream. You know, I was quite successful. I could have played golf or collected old timer, which I did for a couple of years, but then I got bored. And this is really the vision. And I think that also the team I'm working with, I'm a little bit the old chap in the team, because I'm of the first generation of the Netscape generation of internet. But all my people, all the team around me are, you know, 20, 25 years old. They're very enthusiastic and so on. And this gives me a lot of energy. And every day I get the confirmation that the idea is going to change really the life of people, and making life of people better, and making a lot people happier. So this is what is driving me. And I'm really working hard together with a team and with our wonderful users in order to make this dream reality.
Now that's great. And how do people contact you? So investors and other entrepreneurs, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way to contact you?
Actually, the best way is by email. It's nick@eezylife.com, EEZY life.com. And the contacts are also on our website. And of course, I'm very happy to talk and to, to communicate my enthusiasm and my passion for what we're doing.
No, that's great. And Nick, I got to say thank you so much for being on my show today. It's greatly appreciated. I know it's late at night. And I want to say thank you to the entire VC Task Force team for making Gary's Picks possible every 2 weeks. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, June. And thank you to the entire global community. I get a lot of LinkedIn requests and email from around the world today. So I know we're reaching the hearts and souls of entrepreneurs and investors. So I want to thank you very much. And thank you for taking time. We'll be back again in 2 weeks for the next episode of Gary's Picks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Gary, excellent interview, and Nick, really, really exciting area right now, especially, you know, in the times that we're living in. I think it's a perfect opportunity at the right time, and I think the audience really appreciates it. So great. So thank you very much again. And as Gary mentioned, we'll be back in 2 weeks for the next Gary's Picks. And until then, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you then.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye from London.